Hi friends, welcome to our channel Wisdom Kingdom. Today I am going to share with you about one of the most deadliest and dangerous prison in the world. Even notorious criminals were feared to go to that prison. Such is the cruelty of that prison. I think you are also getting curious to know more about that prison, right? So without making further delay, let's start today's episode. Friends, Cellular Jail in Andaman and Nicobar Islands stands as a dark reminiscence of the British rule in Indian subcontinent. This most dreaded and grueling colonial prison situated in the remote archipelago was used by the British particularly to exile Indian political prisoners isolated from the mainland. This jail, also referred as Kala Pani, where Kala means death or time and Pani means water in Sanskrit, witnessed the most atrocious punishments imposed on the prisoners. India's struggle for independence saw eminent freedom fighters like Patukeshwar Datta and Veer Savarkar being incarcerated in this jail. This jail is now open to public viewing as a national memorial, and its museum gives one a glimpse of years of India's struggle for freedom. Although the Andaman Islands were used by the British as a prison soon after the Indian Rebellion of 1857, otherwise the Sepoy Mutiny, the foundation of this jail was laid in 1896. The result of what was considered as India's first war of independence, however, went in the favor of the British, who suppressed the revolt, executing many rebels and transferring the rest to the Andaman for their lifetime exile. The rebels in hundreds were sent to the island, where they remained under the custody of jailer David Barry and military doctor Major James Pattison Walker. 238 prisoners who tried to escape from the jail in March 1868 were caught in April, of whom 87 were hanged. More and more patriots who raised voice against the colonial rule were convicted and deported here from British-controlled India and Burma. The prisoners dreaded the waters of Andaman, and being isolated from the mainland, there were no way out for them to escape. The island became an apt place for British to punish the freedom fighters. The prisoners were chained and made to work in constructing buildings, prisons, and harbour facilities in pursuit of colonizing Andaman for the British. With the upsurge of Indian independence movement in the late 19th century, several prisoners were sent to Andaman that necessitated for a higher security prison. Sir Charles James Lyell, Home Secretary in the governance of the British Raj, and A.S. Lethbridge, a surgeon in the British administration, suggested introduction of a penal stage in the transportation sentence given to a prisoner, so that the prisoner face harsh treatment for a certain period after deportation to the Andamans. This led to the construction of the Cellular Jail, work of which commenced in 1896 and finished in 1906. In 1942, the Japanese overpowered the British in Andaman Islands, driving them out of the islands. Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose visited Andaman during this time. Following the end of Second World War in 1945, the British regained control of the island. If we closely look towards the design of the Cellular Jail, the building of the Cellular Jail originally had 7 straight wings, each connected to a tower in the middle, giving the whole construction a look of something like a bicycle wheel, with each wing attached with the center tower like a spoke of the wheel. This design was based on the English philosopher and social theorist Jeremy Bentham's concept of panopticon. Reddish brown colored bricks were brought from Burma to construct the building. The tower in the center that formed the point of intersection of all the 7 wings served as a watch point for the guards of the jail to keep an eye on the prisoners. It had a large bell for raising alarm. The wings, each of which had 3 stories, were constructed in such a manner that the front of one wing faces the back of another, so that one inmate in a wing cannot see or communicate with the another inmate in any of the adjacent wings. Even the cells in a wing were in a row, so that inmates in the same wing also cannot communicate or see each other. Each cell housed only one prisoner, ensuring minimal chances of communication among inmates, thus isolating them from each other. This feature of solitary confinement in individual cells earned the jail its name cellular. There were a total of 693 cells, each measuring 4.5 meter by 2.7 meter, with a ventilator located at a height of 3 meter. There were no dormitories in the jail. Notable freedom fighters confined in the jail included Batukeshwar Dutt, Diwan Singh Kalepani, Fazl-e-Haq Kairabadi, and the Savarkar brothers Baburao Savarkar and Vinayaka Damodar Savarkar. Being in solitary confinement, the Savarkar brothers were unaware of each other's presence in the same jail for 2 years. Many freedom fighters in the jail went through inhuman and unimaginable tortures, the very thought of which brings down the chills to the spines. The jail drew attention when its inmates observed hunger strikes in the early 1930s. Bhagat Singh's associate in the freedom movement, Mahavir Singh, went on a hunger strike in a protest of such a cruel treatment, but died when authorities tried to feed him milk forcibly, which went to his lungs. His body was thrown into the sea. In 1937-38, following intervention by Mahatma Gandhi and Rabindranath Tagore, the government decided on repatriating the freedom fighters. Over the years, the building was damaged and only 3 wings and the tower remains. In 1969, it was converted into a national memorial. Tourists from India and around the world visit the island, which is predominantly famous for the cellular jail apart from its scenic beauty. The National Memorial houses several galleries, including freedom fighters' photos and exhibition gallery in the ground floor and an art gallery and Netaji gallery on the first floor, among others. So friends, this is all about one of the deadliest prisons of the world. If you like our video, please do like, share, comment, and most importantly, please subscribe to our channel to know much more unknown facts like this. Meet you all guys in the next video. Till then, Sarve Jana Sukhino Bhavantu. Jai Hind.